Hello, everybody. Could you please confirm that you can hear me and see me? Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just a moment. I will share my screen and we'll start our lecture. Okay. Okay, guys, do you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now we find the point we finished last time. Right, this one. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start. Just some technical information. Today, most probably, we will finish a little bit earlier. Okay, actually, pretty early, because I have some assignments for today. I hope you will not mind. Okay, guys, probably we'll have time just for one lecture, but I'm not sure. Okay, so now let's start. Ladies and gentlemen, trust disintermediation technologies. It is the point we finished last time and which we will have to discuss today. Actually, what does it mean, trust disintermediation? I explained a little bit this point last time, but now let's repeat. What does it mean? Actually, in many cases, okay, first of all, when we organize a transaction, we have to believe each other, obviously. We have to feel trust, we have to trust actually our counterpart. Because without trust, okay, no deal has any sense. How this trust can be ensured? Well, let's imagine you go, I don't know, you need, I don't know, actually you want to rent a flat in St. Petersburg. Okay, how you can organize this deal? Otherwise, you have a good friend or a relative here in St. Petersburg who is ready to rent out this flat to you, no problem. In this case, you know each other and it is easy for you to start your cooperation. But it may be that you have no friends here in St. Petersburg, but still you need some space to live in. Well, in this case, how you should act? In this case, you will contact a real estate agency, which will have to find an apartment for you. Well, normally, how it goes? This real estate agency will find a flat for you, will find a landlord who is ready to rent out this flat to you, obviously for some fee. Normally, you don't know this landlord. You have no trust towards him or her. But as you believe that your partner, that this real estate agency is trustful, okay, in this case, you will believe also this landlord. Actually, the trust between parties is ensured by this real estate agency, which acts as an intermediator. Guys, do you understand this point?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously in this case, it is not the real estate agency which rents you this flat. Obviously, it is a kind of direct cooperation between you and this landlord. But technically, this real estate agency acts as a trust intermediator, guys. So it ensures trust between two parties. This agency checks the contract, checks the terms of this contract, checks, how should I say, your quality as a potential lessee, etc. So in this case, this agency helps you to build trust. Again, in case of money, a very important point. Everybody uses money, but as you know now, money has no real value. It is just a piece of paper. Or even better, it is just an electronic file, which is registered in your bank electronic system. So in this case, how this trust is ensured? How do we ensure that all people, all companies have trust towards this money? Actually, this money is issued by a central bank, by the central bank of the country you live in. And well, as you believe that this central bank is a trustful organization, obviously, you also have trust towards this money. So in this case, all financial transactions, all monetary transactions, I would say, in your country, are organized via this central bank. And well, this central bank also acts as a trust intermediator. It ensures trust between parties who use money as a means of payment. Well, what should we clearly understand, ladies and gentlemen? As I said several times, now we shift actually from mediated deals to disintermediated ones. Disintermediated ones. What does it mean? Just an example would suffice. Earlier, as you know, in order to call a taxi, we had to contact a taxi cab company. Now we cooperate directly with the taxi driver. Okay, we proceed via Uber platform, but technically it is a kind of direct cooperation. Our deal is no more mediated. It is a direct deal. Well, how should we be sure that our partners are trustful? In case of there is no mediator. Okay, in case of Uber there is a mediator, obviously, but in some cases there are no mediator. Another example would be Avito. You know this platform, a kind of classified site where everybody can publish information about sales and offers. Well, Avito has no responsibility about these deals, about these offers, about these proposals. Well, how should we do in case there is no intermediator which ensures trust? We have to we have to set up, yes? Well, okay, Nikolai, what you should understand? Obviously, there may be some cases where Avito will take responsibility, but normally there is no responsibility. This responsibility is valid only for protected deals. Normally, if you find a person on Avito, there will be no responsibility from Avito for your deals. It is a kind of direct cooperation. So obviously some exceptions do occur, but it is not, so to say, a normal way of things. So in case there is no central agent which ensures this trust, we have to set up a different tool which will help to build up this trust between parties. We have to find, okay, actually, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you another example. It's about property. If you sell your flat, okay, or better, if you buy your flat, how you should register this purchase? Okay, everybody should know that you are a real owner of this flat, because your words would not be sufficient. Okay, your purchase, your right of ownership is registered by a notary, as you know, by a state agency. So your property right is registered in special ledgers, which demonstrate that you are indeed an owner of this property. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I want you to understand, so to say, the pre-digital state of things. Well, notary in this case is also a trust intermediator, a central agent which ensures trust between parties. But well, now, as I have already said, we proceed to direct interactions. And we have to set up a kind of tool which will be able to ensure this trust, which will be used to register information about deals, which can be used to ensure contracts between parties. And now we proceed to a very important technical tool, which is called blockchain. I hope, guys, you have heard about it. Blockchain, it is obviously an example of IT, of information technologies, but from the organizational point of view, it is a trust disintermediation technology. It is a tool which enables to set up trust between parties which do not know each other, and between and in the situation where there is no central agent. Okay, how it works. Now, let's start first by the explanation of what blockchain is. Ladies and gentlemen, blockchain, and it is not a joke, contains the meaning of this term itself. Blockchain, a chain of blocks. So, what does it mean? Blockchain is a growing list of records used for decentralized registration of information. Guys, decentralized registration. So there is no central agent which keeps records of transactions. It is a decentralized ledger. It is a growing list of records. Why it is growing? Okay, because there is always a lot of transactions. And okay, all new transactions are added to older lists. Records are technically blocks. So blocks contain information about transactions, and these blocks form a chain, a growing list of records. It is open. What does it mean? Everybody can access this blockchain. Everybody can access this ledger. Okay, provided you are registered in this system, obviously. So it is easy for you to check all previous transactions if you get access to this blockchain. You can see the trustfulness of your partners, you can understand their real property rights, etc. So blockchain is a public open ledger which can be used to check information about all transactions which occurred with a given asset. Well, it is distributed. What does it mean? Okay, actually it is a more precise explanation of the term decentralized. There is no central agent which is responsible for this registration, but there is no central agent for the function of keeping this ledger. So this ledger is not kept by one party. It is distributed, which means it is kept by several parties, by several agents, by several nodes, as they are called, which participate in this blockchain platform. Guys, do you understand it? Okay, actually, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Cryptocurrencies are based on blockchain. But ladies and gentlemen, I especially avoid mentioning cryptocurrency as an example of blockchain. But I have to mention it, I will have to mention it later, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, what you should understand, cryptocurrency are indeed very popular. Okay, at least they were very popular some time ago. The peak of hype took place, I guess, 3 years ago, during the when the value of Bitcoin really skyrocketed. Now they are not so popular as earlier, but still they are very known. But well, guys, what you should understand, cryptocurrency, it is an organizational solution. It is a new type of money, a new type of asset. Blockchain, it is a new technology. So these concepts are closely related to each other, but they are not synonymous. Blockchain, it is just a technological basis of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but the technological and organizational potential of blockchain is not limited by cryptocurrencies. Blockchain can go far beyond cryptocurrencies, and I want you to understand it. So, what is it? Blockchain again, it is a list of records about about different assets. Okay, money can be one type of this asset, but it can be also about property, about deals, about obligations, etc. So blockchain is a tool to build up a distributed ledger for all parties which are interested in decentralized deals. Guys, do you understand it?
Okay. Can you give an example of how work is blockchain system?
Okay, I will explain it a little bit later. Okay, I will explain you the full technology. Now, I want you to understand the main feature of this blockchain. It is decentralized ledger, it is a distributed ledger, and it is open. Now, let's go further and let's see how it works. Okay, guys. Here you see a beautiful picture. Actually, okay. Unfortunately, in most cases, blockchain is associated with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So the only picture I couldn't find was also associated with Bitcoin. You see this circle with Bitcoin symbol. But technically, as I have already said, blockchain is not limited by cryptocurrencies. Ladies and gentlemen, how it works? Yes? What do you want to understand? Could you please specify? Okay, I see. Nikolai, wouldn't you mind if we start with the technological analysis of blockchain, and after that we will proceed to its applications, okay? Okay, so here we see how it works. We see a chain of blocks, guys. It is not a joke again. So each block contains information about transactions, about different types of transactions. In case of cryptocurrency, what is it? It is the information about transfer of this cryptocurrency. But again, what information can it be? It can be information about all other deals. For example, you sell your property, and this information can be registered in this public ledger. Again, guys, well, we can replace centralized notaries by a decentralized blockchain system. So we can avoid using notaries. We can register all information in this decentralized ledger. We can register in this blockchain different contracts, sales and purchase contracts. What else? Blockchain is very popular for different types of, how should I say, certification. So let's imagine you pass an exam. So this information that you successfully passed an exam can be registered in a blockchain, and it will be publicly available to all interested parties. So blockchain, it is about a registration of information, all types of information, and it is decentralized registration. So there is no central agent which controls this information. This information is registered in a distributed way. Now, let's go further. For everybody who is registered in this system, obviously, so you have to register in this system, and after that you will have full access to this information. So actually, if you go to cryptocurrency, if you go back to cryptocurrency, okay, the whole biography, I would say, of each Bitcoin is publicly available. How it was issued, how it was exchanged for different assets, for different goods, etc. So we can easily check the whole biography of any asset. in case of assets. In case of, how should I say? Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, another example. It is purely theoretical, but it's still possible. It is promoted by, I would say, blockchain enthusiasts. For us, the main model of identification is our passports, our IDs, which are issued by the state. So, as you know, passports are also a tool of trust building. You can prove your identity by demonstrating your passport. And in this case, the state acts as a trust intermediator. The trust, the trust is created by the fact that the state certifies your personality. Well, in case of blockchain, in case of distributed certification, the situation may be pretty different. Okay, you are registered, you can be registered in a blockchain. Other parties of this blockchain confirm your identity. Okay, this certification is registered in this blockchain, and after this very moment, everybody can check your identity by getting access to this ledger, to this blockchain. So in this case, we don't have we don't have any need in the state as a centralized certifying agency, and so on, guys. So what does it mean actually? Blockchain can be used to eliminate central agents as trust builders. Guys, do you understand it? Okay, technically, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, in this case, we can go back, so to say. Okay, probably you have heard a joke that thanks to internet, our world became a global village. Actually, as you understand, this joke the joke contains a lot of truth. Now, blockchain can make this joke even more valid. In case of a village, I mean, in case of a small village where everybody knows everybody, actually don't have to have any passports. You can easily check any identity because you know each person from her or his birth. In case of blockchain, it is also true. Okay, in a different way, obviously. In this case, as soon as your personality is confirmed. Okay, Luis, I see your sign. Could you please ask me a question by voice via mic or a little bit? Okay, when I finish my explanation. Well, so in this case, all information is registered in such a blockchain, and it can be accessed by everybody. So you don't have to certify it by the state. Even better, this blockchain can be international. And let's imagine I don't know, you are a Russian citizen, you have a permit, you have a residence permit, I don't know, for Spain, and you have property, I don't know, in Portugal. And all this information is registered in the same register, in the same public ledger. So the whole information about your financial activity, about your legal acts is registered in one blockchain, not in several ones. So it may be more comfortable for all people to have this information registered in such a blockchain. Luis, can you ask me a question?
Yeah, to be honest, Professor, you were being clear, and I was understanding perfectly.
Okay, actually not so good. Could you please repeat your question?
Do you hear me better now?
Okay, a little bit better.
Okay. I was getting your explanation perfectly. However, Nikolai's examples kind of confused me. Could you just please give the basic definition of blockchain, please? Just like the dictionary definition, please.
Okay, the dictionary definition of blockchain, it's actually a sequence of blocks where, a public and a decentralized sequence of blocks which contain information about different transactions. Luis?
Okay. I think I see it better. Thank you.
Okay. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go further. Let's go further. Well, just a moment. Okay. So, which information is contained in these blocks, in this blockchain? First of all, they store information about transactions. So they store information about objects of transactions, so to say, money, assets, activities, etc. Well, they store information about parties of transactions, so companies, persons, states, etc., which concluded these deals. And well, they contain information that helps to distinguish them from other blocks. So each block has a unique identifier which can be used to distinguish this block from other blocks. So each block is unique. It contains information about unique transactions, about a set of unique transactions, and this is why it is very easy to find information about each transaction. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen. So let's imagine, for example, okay, Amazon doesn't use a blockchain, but now let's imagine. You order a book via Amazon, or better, you order 3 books via Amazon. And this order is registered in a block. Okay. But after 1 hour, you decided that you wish to change your order. You don't need one of these books anymore. And you cancel your order. You cancel 1 book from your order, from your initial order. But okay, in this case, the initial block will not be modified. The new deal will be registered in a new block. So this new block will contain 2 types of information. First type of information will be about the modification of the previous block, and the second type of information will contain the new list of books you order. So the information from blockchain cannot be deleted and cannot be changed. It is always stable. Ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? What does it mean? It means that once this information is registered, it cannot be deleted or modified by anybody. So, thanks to it, you can really check all changes in the state of your information. Let's imagine. Okay, I don't know. Okay, it will be a pretty historical example, but still. As you know, after marriage, many women change their family names. Well, let's imagine a lady has a family name, obviously. This identity is registered in the information which contains in her, so to say, personal blockchain information. But well, after marriage, she decided to change her family name. Well, it will not destroy the initial block. It will add additional information to her personal information. So in this blockchain, we will find information not only about your actual family name, but also about her previous family name. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the information is not destroyed, it is not deleted. It is contained in the blockchain for the full time when this blockchain is operational. This is why it is a very effective tool to build trust. You cannot delete information. You cannot delete information. And ladies and gentlemen, what is even more important, all information from previous blocks is contained in later blocks. So it means that later blocks reproduce information from earlier ones, and thanks to it, having access to you can easily check all information you need. So this is why blockchain is a very effective tool to build trust. A question, guys? Obviously, it is operated by by modern computers. It is fully operational, and Bitcoin is a very good example. Okay, actually, it is operated by contemporary computers, which, how should I say, which have enough capacities to make this technology operational. Well, we should distinguish, however, that okay, in some cases we may need more powerful computer than we have at home, so to say, but still professional computers have enough capacities to make this technology operational. Well,
Excuse me?
Yes?
What about the quality of internet?
Sorry?
Quality of internet.
What do you mean, Alisbek?
I mean, if we have very powerful computer, we need at least 5G for mining certain blocks, and we don't have 5G. So what we should do?
Actually, it is not necessary to have 5G. Okay, in many cases, normal internet connection would be sufficient. If you are a professional blockchain user, so to say, if you provide blockchain services to other parties, well, in this case, you may need to establish a better connection to internet. But okay, it is fully possible. To use, okay, how should I say, a regular internet connection. You may use a fixed line instead of Wi-Fi. In this case, it will be sufficient for most needs. Okay?
Okay.
Back?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, so now let's continue. How is a blockchain registration organized? First of all, a transaction must occur, so parties should conclude a deal. Sales, okay, a sale actually, a purchase, a transfer of assets, an exam, etc. So there should be a transaction which should take place. After this transaction must be confirmed. So, how this transaction can be confirmed? It can be checked by parties of blockchain. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a special lecture dedicated to digital finance and to cryptocurrencies. So now I will not go into much details. But okay, in case of cryptocurrencies, mining, it is exactly the check of transactions. So you perform special operations which help to check the transaction, which is concluded by parties to this transaction. After this, this transaction must be registered in a block. So a block which contains information about this transaction should be formed. This block should be given a hash. What is a hash? It is a unique identifier for each block. As I have already mentioned, each block should have such a unique identifier. Well, after this block is added to the chain and it is open to view. So as soon as the block is added to the chain, it becomes publicly available. Everybody can check and how should I say, not especially check, but to view this information and to use it for his or her purposes. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So it's how it works. The transaction must be confirmed. It is probably the most important part. Ladies and gentlemen, in case of blockchain, we have two types of parties, two types of participants. Normal users, as I would say, who just use these blockchain services to transfer money, to exchange assets, to sell anything, I don't know, to access information about certificates and exams and identities, etc. And there are nodes. Who are nodes? What nodes are? They are authorized users, so to say, not especially authorized, but I would say professional users who make this blockchain run. They use their computer capacities to check information and to register it. So, blockchain is based on nodes. Blockchain is formed by nodes, and well, nodes are performing these functions of check. They perform special mathematical functions. They perform special mathematical tasks which are included into blockchain algorithm in order to confirm each transaction. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen. A very good term, Nikolai. Really, you're absolutely right. They are a kind of hosters, Not exactly as you understand, but very similar to. They make this blockchain run. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it is why this blockchain is distributed. There is no central computer which makes this blockchain run, which contain information about the whole blockchain. The information which is registered in this blockchain is distributed between these nodes. So, and obviously the checking functions are also performed by all these nodes. Ladies and gentlemen, what you should understand. And it is probably one of the reasons of inefficiency, really inefficiency of blockchain. Now, a transaction occurs. This transaction, as you understand, should be confirmed. As I have already said, blockchain has many nodes, actually a lot of them. So how do you think? How this transaction will be confirmed? There will be a special node appointed to check this transaction, or it will be checked by all nodes in the same time. How do you think? Do you understand my question? Okay, look, as I have already said, there are many nodes in a blockchain, okay? So these blockchain nodes make this blockchain run. They make this blockchain operational. They check transactions and they register information within this blockchain. Okay, there are many nodes. Okay, in case of Bitcoin, there are many nodes in China, in Russia, in the USA, etc. So there is a lot of nodes. Now, let's go. Each node, okay, what is the basic function of these nodes? They check information about transactions, they confirm this information, the point 2 on this slide, and well, they register information, so they register this public ledger, this distributed ledger. Now, let's go up to the point number 1. A transaction occurs, I don't know, a person A sold an asset to the person B. Well, excellent. A transaction took place. Now, this transaction should be confirmed. It should be checked. Well, as I have already said, there are many nodes. How do they organize this check? They check this. All of them check this transaction simultaneously. So they start checking this transaction all in the same time. Or there will be one node appointed to check a specific transaction. How do you think?
No, there is not one node. They all will attend in this process at the same time.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
They should confirm it. They should confirm it.
Absolutely right. So it is really the problem, because the transaction will be confirmed. Okay, all nodes will start confirm this transaction. And well, there will be one node which will be the first one to perform this function, and this node will be the most successful one. It will be this node which will register the block, but actually all transactions are checked by all nodes simultaneously. Guys, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, and this is why it requires a lot of energy and a lot of resources, because all this huge amount of nodes checks all transactions simultaneously. The task is not distributed. The task is not distributed among them. It actually requires a lot of resources. Well, now let's go further. Let's go further, guys. Well, actually, ladies and gentlemen, what you should understand. From the technical point of view, a verification of transaction takes the same time for all computers. Well, they do not combine their resources. They confirm this transaction independently. So probably one of them will arrive to the finish earlier, as I would say. But well, it's just a pure probability. Actually, they do not combine their resources. They check transactions independently, and it takes the same amount of time as it would took in case the transaction would be checked just by one computer. Do you understand? So they do not combine their resources. They check the information independently. Again, ladies and gentlemen, blockchain, it is a distributed ledger. It is a distributed system. They do not combine their resources. So blockchains are stored, blockchains, what it is, chains of blocks, so the records. They are stored on users' computers, or better, on nodes computers. They are stored on nodes. All blockchains are identical. So all nodes which are registered in a system have the same blockchain. And obviously, these blockchains are automatically updated. But ladies and gentlemen, as you understand, in case of a centralized agent, we have just one ledger. In case of decentralized blockchains, we have blockchains which are registered on many nodes. So we have a huge number of copies of the same blockchain. What does it mean? Technically, it ensures a higher level of protection. Even if we destroy one or even several nodes, we will not destroy this blockchain because many copies will survive. So it ensures a higher level of stability. But as you understand, it is also about an effective use of resources. The same document, actually the same information, the same blockchain is kept by a huge number of computers. So it consumes a lot of memory capacity. Guys, do you understand? Okay, I see. Well, now blockchains are identical. They are independently kept by different nodes, and okay, they are automatically updated. Again, it ensures a high level of security. And ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? If you want to hack a blockchain, what you will have to do? First of all, you will have to ensure this blockchain is copied, that the hacked version of blockchain, I mean, is copied by all computers, by all nodes, because it will not be sufficient to hack just one node. You will have to modify blockchain on all nodes. Again, it will require a huge amount of resources. And as I have already said, all later blocks contain all information about previous ones. So if you modify previous blocks, you have to modify later blocks. You will have to somehow include this hacked information into later blocks. Actually, it is very difficult to do from the technical point of view, even impossible. So this is why blockchains ensure a very high level of security. They're very, how should I say, hacker resistant. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Which will contain additional information, new information, probably information which modifies the previous one. But okay, technically we cannot delete previous information. Okay. So this is why it is very difficult to hack a blockchain, and it is very difficult to destroy it. Ladies and gentlemen, to put it simply, as you understand, in our traditional world with our paper ledgers, if you want to destroy ledgers, you have to destroy archives, as you understand. In case of blockchain, it will not help you. You have to destroy all nodes. And it is very difficult to identify all nodes and to really destroy them. So in case of blockchain, all legal information which is registered in this blockchain will survive destruction of some nodes. Guys, do you understand? Okay. This is why it is more secure. But again, the security is paid by very high level of resource inefficiency. No combination of resources, all nodes act independently, and well, they contain all information also independently. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what are the reasons? What are the reasons of the high level of security of blockchain? Okay, all information is encrypted. Obviously, it is protected by encryption. So each blockchain contains a technology of encryption, which is very hard to destroy. And well, thanks to this encryption, information is protected. And again, as I have already said, information is distributed. So there is no source of information which can be destroyed, which can be hacked, etc. Information is distributed among different users, among different nodes, and the higher is the number of nodes, obviously, the higher is the level of protection of information. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, guys. Well, so let's go further. What types of blockchain can be listed? The first and the most obvious one is a public blockchain. It's a public blockchain. It is, how should I say, it is the very basic type of blockchain, which is accessible, which can be accessed by everybody, and which is created by large public. So Bitcoin or cryptocurrency blockchains are a good example of such blockchains. They are absolutely open to everybody. What is the problem actually? Again, they are very resource consuming. Private blockchains are created for a specific organization. So they are not open to everybody, but they are open for members of this organization. Well, in this case, there are actually no distributed control, because the centralized organization can act as a central agent which collects information. But thanks to the blockchain technology, the information of this blockchain is also protected, so it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be deleted, it cannot be modified. So blockchain is a good tool of registration of information, even in case of centralized agents. Collective. It is a kind of compromise between public blockchains and private ones. It is created for a limited number of agents. So it is not for the big number of public users, it is for limited number of agents. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you have heard about new versions of cryptocurrency. We will discuss it during our later lectures. But well, now banks in the USA start issuing their private cryptocurrencies using blockchain, and they accept other banks into their blockchains. So these bank-operated blockchains are collective. They are operated by a limited number of banks. And well, hybrid blockchains, probably the most prospective way of development of blockchain. They combine features typical for different types of blockchains. At a certain level, they may be public. At a higher level, They may be private. So how it can be organized? For example, let's imagine we create a blockchain to issue IDs to confirm personal identity. Well, at the very basic level, it can be private, so it can be operated by nodes. It can be used by everybody, and everybody can check it. But well, there may be some secret personal information which should be protected and which should not be accessible to anybody. In this case, we create a high level of blockchain which will be operated by the state. So we combine public and private blockchains. It will be a very good idea to do so, because some information should not be publicly available. And in this case, we partially exclude a state from the process of identification, but we still use its potential in order to protect our personal data. Guys, do you understand it? Okay. So it's how we can use blockchain. We can use blockchain in order to make our, our transactions more efficient. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have you heard about this economic phenomenon, smart contracts?
No.
Well, what smart contracts are? Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is a contract actually? It is an agreement between parties to make some actions, okay? So to sell something, to deliver something, I don't know, to transport something, etc. So a contract is a set of obligations which some economic agents agreed upon. Well, what are smart contracts? It is an algorithmic form of traditional legal contracts. In this case, this contract, a traditional contract between two parties or several parties, is transformed into a computer program, which can automatically execute, control, or document all events which are prescribed by the contract. For example, let's imagine you conclude a contract according to which you have to sell, I don't know, a certain amount of product. Your counterpart, the buyer, has to pay this product, obviously, upon delivery. So this set of obligation is registered as a computer program. As soon as you send your products out, this delivery is registered by the transport company. As soon as the product is actually delivered to the buyer, the payment automatically starts. So there should be no personal human control over the execution of this transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, we discussed earlier that the future economy, the digital economy, is about automation. But automation is about physical acts, so to say, about real acts. But as we know, beyond these acts, we have some legal obligations. And smart contracts, it's the automation of contracts, the automation of these obligations. So as soon as a transaction occurs, some legal obligations start. And well, these legal obligations are ensured automatically by this computer program. As I have already said, as soon as the product is delivered, a computer program automatically starts the payment. And well, these smart contracts are normally registered within a blockchain. So all parties confirm their participation in this contract. This contract is registered in a blockchain, and again, it cannot be modified or not deleted. And thanks to it, this contract will be performed automatically. Guys, do you understand it? Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I hope so. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is not it is not illegal exotics actually. It is the real life. Smart contracts are now widely used by different by different parties. So actually, as you probably know, it is actively used by banks for their interaction with their customers. They're actively used for factoring contracts, etc. It is believed that smart contracts can be used for what? For sharing economy. So in case of sharing economy, you don't know your counterparts. As it happens in case of Airbnb, for example. And well, sometimes how it happens. You have to find a partner where you will live. After that, you'll have to pay for the living. And obviously, the landlord, the owner of this flat, has to give you the key. Okay, this process can be fully automated. Actually, what you do in this case? There is a smart contract according to which you confirm your obligation to pay, and the landlord confirms his obligation to give you a key. As soon as you pay the fixed amount of money for this flat, okay, the door, so to say, of this flat will be automatically opened to you as the smart contract is fulfilled. Guys, do you understand it?
For example, like a car sharing, yes? No?
Sorry?
Like a car sharing.
Technically, yes. But well, a real smart contract should be registered in a blockchain. In case of car sharing, there are no blockchain as far as I know. But technically, absolutely right. It should be automated. All actions should be automated.
Okay, I get the point.
Well, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you understand? Okay, so it's how it is organized. So actually, ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? When we discuss the automation, we implicitly believe that we automate process within our company. But as you understand, we also have to interact with other economic agents. And it is important to automate these processes too. But okay, in case of interactions between different companies, economic agents, states, physical persons, etc., in this case, we have to confirm our obligations by contracts. Well, and it is crucial to be able to automate these contracts. Smart contracts about the automation of interactions between persons. Guys, do you understand it? Okay, between economic agents. Do you understand this point? Okay, so great. Now, let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what are the advantages of blockchain? Technically, they have a lot, the use of blockchain has a lot of advantages. First of all, you can remove human involvement in verification. You don't need human agents anymore. All deals are checked automatically. All deals are registered automatically. As you know, humans are, humans are humans, so to say. So they can make mistakes, then they can forget something, they can be wrong, they can be criminal, etc. So in case of blockchain, the situation is absolutely different. The whole procedure is automated, it is algorithmic. So all deals are registered automatically, which ensures a higher level of accuracy. Well, we eliminate third parties. Ladies and gentlemen, what does it mean? If you sell your apartment to a buyer, okay, you'll have to register this deal by a notary. And these notary services will cost you a huge amount of money. They are really very expensive. Because okay, this notary takes a responsibility of the legal nature of this deal. Obviously, he or she wants to cover the risks, and well, due to this, okay, the payment for these services will be pretty high. In this case, we don't have to use third parties. All transactions are distributed. All records in the ledgers are distributed. Okay, obviously there will be some fee which you'll have to pay because okay, blockchain cannot operate for free. But thanks to the distributed nature of this blockchain, thanks to absence of a central agent, okay, in this case, you will have to pay much less as you should have paid in case of using a central party. And well, higher security, guys. As I have already said, thanks to decentralization, it is virtually impossible to destroy blockchains. It is highly encrypted. It is checked by nodes, and okay, information from the blockchain can be deleted. As you know, sometimes notaries, if you go back to the real estate, notaries can modify previous information in order to help the so-called black real estate companies. Well, in case of blockchain, it is not possible. All information is absolutely secure. It cannot be modified, nor deleted. Well, what are the advantages, ladies and gentlemen? We have discussed it already a little bit. Now let's repeat. Disadvantages are a low transaction speed. Again, in case of blockchain, all deals are checked simultaneously by all nodes. Okay, so it means that the transaction speed will indeed be very, very low. Normally, okay, the blockchain network, if I'm not mistaken, can proceed no more than up to 8 transactions per second, which is pretty low transaction speed. And okay, high cost of verification. Ladies and gentlemen, the verification in this case is really very expensive in terms of resources. You'll have to consume a lot of resources to check each transaction because again, as each transaction is verified by all nodes, all of them consume resources, power, etc. Okay, the cost of verification is really very high. It may be less costly than the payments to central agents in case of traditional verification, but still it is really very costly. So what does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? In order to build trust, we have to pay. We really have to pay. Either we pay third parties, trusted third parties like notaries, real estate agencies, etc. Or we have to pay the blockchain, so to say, for the resources they use to check our transactions in a distributed way. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, technically, in most cases, it is cheaper. It is cheaper. But well, how should I say? It is cheaper than the, okay, for transactions, it is indeed cheaper because, okay, you don't have to pay for the risks, so to say. But well, in case of resource consumption, it is really expensive. How should I explain? In case of a notary, you pay for the security actually, and this security costs you a lot of money. In case of blockchain, you have to pay for resources mostly. Well, what is the problem? It is very it is very costly in terms of resources, but as resources are not so expensive, the whole deal is cheaper than in case of using a central agent. Okay? Nikolai, do you understand me? Are you sure? Absolutely right. For the computer resources, for the energy, etc., which are confirmed our transactions. Absolutely right. You're welcome. So let's continue. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have finished with this explanation of blockchain. Let's go back to the Internet of Things, actually, which is probably the future of this digital economy. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the pillars of Internet of Things? As I have already explained, Internet of Things is the situation when all devices, all objects are connected to each other. They are able to exchange information directly, and they can coordinate the activity they are able to coordinate the activity automatically in order to perform their functions. In order to make the Internet of Things operational, what do we need? We need global internet access, obviously, because, okay, without internet access, the Internet of Things is not operational. It's quite logical. We have to have smart connected products. We have discussed it earlier. But well, in case of smart connected products, we have objects, we have devices, which can operate automatically and which are connected to each other. So they form, so to say, a network, a system of connected products. We have smart connected infrastructure, which is also very important. Infrastructure is, so to say, a basis for operation of these smart connected products. Let's give an example. Well, in case of transport, self-driven cars are smart connected products, and smart cities are an example of smart connected infrastructure. So these self-driven cars drive in smart cities. We have cloud computing. Why do we need cloud computing, guys? Because, okay, of course, we have to process a lot of data. We have to store a lot of information. And most probably we don't have enough capacity to do it on our resources. We have to use external resources in clouds. So clouds, ladies and gentlemen, clouds can be used to enhance the use of computing resources. And well, in order to organize interactions between parties, we have to use smart contracts, self-performing contracts, which support these interactions between independent economic agents. Guys, do you understand, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. And now we go to this very popular person, Elon Musk. I guess you've heard about him a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, who is Mr. Musk?
He's inventor.
Entrepreneur.
Okay, it is indeed okay. He is indeed an entrepreneur. He is a very popular businessman. He is actually a very interesting guy in general. But well, what do we know about him actually? Why would I give him as an example of this future Internet of Things? Guys, let's go to the point 3 on this slide. I guess you've heard about Tesla. Tesla electric cars, which are probably the most successful project of electric cars nowadays. But well, have you ever heard about SpaceX project and Starlink project? Of what? Well, okay. Wait, you're absolutely right, actually. Okay, SpaceX, it is a space program, obviously, but it is a program of development of missiles, which are used to launch satellites into the space, actually. Starlink, it is a project of the global internet coverage via satellites. So it's about access to internet via satellites. This access can ensure the global coverage of our planet. It can ensure a high speed of transmission, etc. So Starlink will be able to ensure the global coverage of our planet by internet. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we see on this slide? We have Tesla, electric cars based on a new type of engines. And well, probably in the near future, Tesla will be fully automated. So they will become a smart cars, so to say, smart electric cars. We know that Mr. Musk owns his own space company, SpaceX, which can be used to launch satellites. And well, Mr. Musk is developing his own project of global internet coverage, which is crucial for the Internet of Things. And obviously, as you understand, Tesla will be connected to this Starlink program. So guys, what I would like to highlight, we often connect Mr. Musk to his Tesla project, which is probably the most fashionable one. Okay, Tesla, indeed beautiful. But well, actually, this combination of projects, SpaceX, Starlink, and Tesla, may well make Mr. Musk the global leader in the field of Internet of Things, at least in the field of transport. And obviously, Starlink Internet capacities can be sold, to external users, and can become a good source of cash flow. So actually, it's how Mr. Musk is developing his business, his group of businesses for the future. The space, the internet, and okay, electric cars. Probably in the near future they will be automated. As you know, Mr. Musk is developing self-driven cars. Guys, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, it's about how one entrepreneur, how one businessman is developing different activities which can be combined to ensure his domination in the field of Internet of Things. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I have said, now I would like to finish our lecture because, okay, as I already said, I have some assignments for today. So, do you have any questions about blockchain, about Mr. Musk, about Tesla, about some other aspects of our digital economy?
No.
No questions. Okay, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have a question about the exam, about preparation to exam.
Please tell me a little bit louder.
I have a question about preparation to exams.
Well,
how we should prepare for exam or what we should read?
Okay, actually, there will be no formal exam, at least I hope so. Your final control will take place in the next module only. And basically, your grade will be calculated on the basis of your participation in seminars. So your presentations, your participation as opponents, and your participation in reports with evaluation of other teams. Okay?
Okay, I see. Thanks.
More questions, please? It can be It cannot be so because I uploaded 2 lectures. Okay, 2 topics actually. Okay, I will check it. I will check it. By 2 lectures have been uploaded, ladies and gentlemen. Just a moment. Okay, maybe I have it now on my computer. I will check it right now. Please wait. I can say I have uploaded, Nikolai. Okay, now I don't know why, but I cannot access my LMS system. Probably there are indeed problems. I will check it again. Okay, don't worry if you have any questions. Okay, if you cannot access it, let's say on weekend, please write me and I will try to check with our IT department. Okay? Well, more questions, ladies and gentlemen?
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry to finish this lecture so early, but okay, I hope you don't mind. You don't mind. You will have more time for your break and for your rest. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your participation. I guess we have a break in our course till the beginning of November. So I wish you good holidays. I wish you good rest, and thank you very much for your participation. See you guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Thank you.